Well, hello and welcome to my channel. And do I look sleepy right now? I mean, yes, I do, because it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I just finished the kickoff live stream for our Bone Shard Daughter. It's way too bright to see, but we are reading the Bone Shard Daughter for our 24-hour readathon. And I have a very busy day tomorrow starting at 10 o'clock in the morning. That is 7 hours from right now. So I'm going to go upstairs and try to get as much sleep as possible before I have to get up and get dressed and ready for our day. And then I will listen to as much of this book as I can. I am already on chapter 7, which doesn't tell me the percentage of the way through. I'm listening to it on audio, and so far, I like it. It is a very cool magic system that we don't know a lot about yet, but I like the story and I am really looking forward to reading this. It might take me more than 24 hours, but I'm at least going to get it done by Sunday. So it might be a weekend reading vlog and not a 24-hour reading vlog, but I started it at exactly midnight tonight, and we will see if I can finish it by midnight tomorrow. And I guess technically I didn't start it until 12:45 because we talked for 45 minutes before we started reading. So if you guys were not here for our kickoff chat and the live stream on Stacy's channel, I will link that below. You need to go check it out. Okay. I cannot keep my eyes open. I wore coffee earrings to try to keep myself awake. It did not help. This actually doesn't help at all. So I'm going to take these out. I'm going to go get in the bed. I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully, I can stay awake while we go do lots of touristy things. So I will get some clips of that also, and I will check in with my book progress. So, don't I look wide awake? I've still had no caffeine, but it is 9:30 in the morning, 9:40 in the morning, and I have about 20 minutes before we're going to be leaving for our day. So I'm going to sit here for a second and just do nothing until it's time to go. Well, I have to finish getting ready, and then we're going to go. Well, it is 5 minutes till 5. I just got out of the shower. We got back about 30 minutes ago from our trip everywhere that we went. First of all, we went up to a lookout tower in the middle of downtown San Antonio where we could see the whole city laid out there before us, and that was really cool. It was also weirdly disconcerting. Like, the whole place felt just a tiny bit slanted, which I think that it is. And so if you're walking one direction, you just kind of veer. Anyway, it was weird, but it was really cool that we did that. Then we went to Ripley's Believe It or Not, and we only chose to do 2 of the things that they have there. They have a ton of stuff like on this. It's directly across from the Alamo, so if you like walk out the doors of the Alamo, that's what you're looking at is the Ripley's Believe It or Not stuff. So we did the Wax Museum and we did the Auditorium, like an auditorium, but ODD, odd. Anyway, so it was a lot of fun. And that means also that I got 0 pages read. And then as we were getting ready to leave, part of the thing was that we got to go see a 4D movie. So when we were sitting in the 4D movie theater, I got a text from Andrew and he was like, I can't believe we're finishing the Wheel of Time book tomorrow. And I went, oh yeah, I didn't do that reading today. And then I went and looked and I got halfway through yesterday's reading and I stopped. So I've got to catch up on yesterday's reading and do today's reading on the Wheel of Time, which is what I did in the car ride on the way back. Then I have the Corporate Gunslinger book that I'm so close to being done with, and I really want to finish that today. And what we're here for, the 24-hour vlog of the Bone Shard Daughter. It's going to have to be extended, I'm sure, into 48, maybe 36 hours, but probably 48 hours, because there's no way that by 1 a.m. today, or technically tomorrow, I will have that book finished and all the rest of the things that I need to read. So I'm going to focus on the Wheel of Time first. When that is done, I'm going to finish Corporate Gunslinger so I can roll the dice because I'm so excited about it. And then I'm going to read The Bone Shard Daughter. So I will keep checking in. This will continue to be a vlog, but we're getting ready to go out to dinner with our friends as like a, hey, you're getting ready to move and we want to see you one more time kind of thing. So we're going to go do that. I'm going to probably take Corporate Gunslinger actually, and I can read it while we're driving there and back. Unless my husband wants to chat, and then I'll talk to him, of course. So hopefully my next check-in will have some Bone Shard Daughter information in it and not just other things that I've read. Well, it is 11 o'clock at night and I am about halfway through with the book. So in 24 hours, I've only managed to get halfway. However, I love this book. I like the characters so far, especially Jovis and Lynn. Those are our main two characters. We are getting the points of view of a lot of characters, which I love, but I really like the two of them. And there is an animal familiar that I am obsessed with. He is adorable. So I'm going to be back with some spoilery thoughts probably tomorrow. I'm going to read a little bit more tonight before I go to bed, and then I won't be able to read probably until after church or on the way to church tomorrow. And so I will tell you then what some of my thoughts are after I read a little bit more, but I am loving this book halfway in. It's so good. Well, it is Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock, so we're officially 36 hours into the readathon, and I'm still only halfway through. So I did want to come in here, though, and give some spoiler thoughts about it. So the first thing is I don't have all the answers because, like I said, I'm only halfway through. But this world is amazing. Like, the way magic works, it is so very cool. So it seems like the Emperor or this one lineage, maybe, are the only ones that can use this magic. But I'm beginning to doubt that. I'm beginning to think that anybody who is trained can use the magic. Because the Emperor, who has the magic, has a daughter and a foster son. And both of them can use the magic. And they're not supposed to be biologically related. But I don't know, because also she found evidence that a person with her same name had died when they were 3 years old. And she has no memory of, like, being a kid. Like, she has no memory past the last 3 years when apparently she got a sickness. Anyway, I'm assuming that if you're listening to this, you have read the book, so I don't need to tell you all this, but I will just say that I am so intrigued by what's going on with Lynn. She's the daughter and what everything is. But the magic is amazing. Like, the fact that somebody thought, hey, what if we made constructs and we controlled them with shards of bones? Like, the premise to come up with this book, like, I just want to know the thought processes that the author had to come up with how all of this would work and how all this magic would go. Like, I think that would be such an interesting conversation once I've read the book and can actually, like, more understand all the magic and how it all works. But anyway, I'm going to go back to non-spoilery thoughts. We have different groups in this book right now, and one group, they all seem to fall under the same kingdom, but there's little territories inside the kingdom, I guess, that have different rulers. And so we have one that's got a territory that these people are maybe trying to overthrow. I think he's the governor, the ruler of that territory. And then we have the actual Bone Shard. It's called the Bone Shard's daughter. Well, the king is the one who controls the bone shards, and this is his daughter. And so, I mean, it's a very cool concept. They take a piece of bone from your skull when you're a kid at the tithing ceremony. I mean, it's just crazy. And they send the bone shards to the emperor, and then he has a room where he keeps all the shards. Well, then he uses those to create these constructs that can do anything that he tells them to do. He has to etch it onto the bone. And magically, it makes them do whatever it says to do. And so the constructs sound very cool. By the way, some of them are so scary. They sound so scary. Like, the one so far that freaked me out the most was a spider with human hands and an old lady's head on its torso. Like, what? That's just super cool and also very creepy at the same time. And so anyway, these bone shards, the bad part about it is that the bone shards are whoever they're taken from, that drains their life force to run the construct. So eventually they get sick and they die a lot sooner than they would have. And so it's like a wasting away disease kind of thing. Anyway, it's super devastating to be among the people who have had a shard taken out, and you're just wondering, like, is my shard in use? You know, is it going to be in use soon? Will I start feeling sick or whatever? And then we have the shardless, who are the ones that have not had a shard taken for whatever reason, and they are trying to overthrow everything and say, hey, let's stop doing this barbaric thing. So that's going to be it for right now. I am really liking it, and I just want to keep going to find out what happens. So hopefully I will be able to finish it today. I've got some work stuff that I've got to do to prep for tomorrow, and I've got some other reading. I'm finishing 2 more books today. So let's see if I can get all 3 of them finished, but specifically Bone Shard Daughter. So far, I am loving it. I'm on chapter 39. I have an hour left in this audiobook. It is so good. I know that's the last thing I said before I left, but I mean, seriously, y'all, I still am blown away by the author. I think her name is Andrea Stewart. I am blown away by the ideas that she came up for this book. Like, okay, so we have Lynn, who is the Bone Shard daughter. No, the king's daughter. Okay, this is all going to be spoilers. Here's your warning. It's up here on the screen. We're going to take just a second, click to the next section. Although, from now on, maybe my 24-hour vlogs in the 24-hour reading challenge, they're all going to be spoilery, because otherwise I don't have a lot to talk about, because I need to talk about the spoilers. So, spoilers. Here they go. Lynn is a construct, and so is Bayon, whatever, her foster brother. I am blown away by this whole thing. I can't understand how the bone shard magic at first was that only the king, I thought that only the king could like reach into a construct, but then that was blown out of the water when Lynn started doing it, and the foster brother was apparently doing it. And so then I was like, well, maybe anybody can do it. But then I thought maybe it was a genetic thing. Well, Lynn is a construct, and his freaking wife, not even his daughter, his wife. It's just the grossest thing. Like, the grossest thing. And now he's made some kind of memory machine. So every bit of this is just so he can have his wife back. And I am disgusted. I hate him so much. He just straight up had that whole entire man's family killed and him, and there was no reason for it. No reason. I'm just do not like her dad. Well, he's not even her dad. I do not like the emperor. I'm mad about it. Django's mad about it too. You come tell him that you're mad about it too. Okay, then we have this whole group of people on the island. Like, we're hearing the point of view of Sand, but there's also like Leaf, and there's, I don't know, probably somebody named Tree or something too. They're all named after like nature words. So anyway, Sand, I'm sure, is Jovis's wife. And then we have the Jovis point of view with the best character in the whole book, which is the little animal companion that's like a cat otter looking thing that's now as tall as his like waist or something. Is that what he said? Anyway, it's getting big. And I'm convinced that he, the creature, is one of those Alonga things that they talked about that used to rule the islands before they think they destroyed all the Alonga, because it said that they could control the wind, and this little dude can control the wind whenever he needs to go faster in the boat. So There's so many things. And when you just say everybody's name and everything that's going on, it sounds confusing. But in my head, it's not confusing. I also didn't even talk about Falu and everything that's going on with her. And she just took over from her dad and she was like, I'm the governor now. And so, I mean, she didn't say it mean like that. Like I just said it very aggressively. She just said, I'm taking over and I'm going to rule now. And she is. So I have what? Like, I have 10 chapters left, so I'm going to go finish this book, and then I'll be back. Okay, it's 8:30 at night. I have 30 minutes left. I have 5 chapters. Okay, the daughter, Lynn. I know, I'm about to find out if I'm right or not, but I know that Lynn has to be Jovis's wife that was kidnapped 7 years ago because the construct guy said that told Jovis that he brings the people that he kidnaps to the emperor. And we already know that the person on the island whose name is Sand is the empress, the emperor's wife. Nisan, something like that. That's her name. And that is who the emperor is trying to recreate in Lynn. Like, I don't understand what the emperor's doing. Like, does he not know about those people on the island? Or did he get rid of those people on the island, like purposefully send his wife there because she was trying to do things that he didn't want to do, or he wanted more power than what she had? Like, I don't know why he sent her to the island, or if he even knows that she's on the island, but she clearly is. And Jovis is now in the palace, and so is Lynn, and they're about to run into each other. I can't wait. Okay, 5 chapters to go. Okay. It's been an hour because it took me that long to actually have time to sit down and read it. It did not end the way that I had predicted or the way that I thought it would. However, I am totally satisfied with the ending. It definitely has closure, but leads you into what is going to be happening next. Now, I did look and see. Book 2 is already out. Book 3 has a title, but I'm not sure when it's coming out. I didn't look that part up. And I don't know if it's just the trilogy or if there's going to be more. But this world and the magic system that she has created is just amazing. Like, I loved it so much. So, I was right and wrong that I said Jovis's wife was Lynn. Apparently, Lynn was created with multiple people, and Jovis's wife's eyes are what Lynn has, which, for Jovis, not knowing what that means, maybe it's not so bad, but if he knows that, then there's definitely going to be an issue between he and Lynn, because, I mean, I feel like he can't just continue to work with and help a person who is created with parts of his wife. Like, I don't know. The whole thing is so creepy and yet very cool at the same time. I just love it. I love that the Olanga, they don't even know that they have 2 of them with them now. Like, Lynn found one and then Jovis had one, and it's very cool. And then on the other side, we've got Falu, and she has really stepped up to take over as governor, and she's like, I'm going to fix this, and we're going to do all this stuff. And she asked Ramini, I forgot the other girl's name. Anyway, she asked her to marry her, and they're going to try to, like, fix everything. I know if you're watching this spoilery thing, you already know these things are happening. I don't know why I'm telling you, but this is where it ends, and I'm satisfied with the ending, like I said, but it does make you want to know what's next, because Sand, who is the emperor's wife, remembers everything, and she's like, oh, there are a bunch of constructs that doesn't have anybody to control them, and that can just be me. Let's go get them. I'm like, oh. So that's where we are right now. Also, these shady guys with the hoods over their faces and the 4 arms, there's clearly at least 2 of them, and I'm thinking that there might be even more. And they're the ones who kidnap the people, take them to the emperor, and then I guess the emperor then sends them to this island. I don't know. I still want answers about the island and why they're there. But anyway, so good. I'm giving it 5 stars. Like, I don't have anything to complain about. It was so much fun. It did take me almost 48 hours instead of 24 hours to read it, but I knew with how busy my Saturday was that we wouldn't have time. So this was a great pick. If you want to know information about our readathon, read along that we do once a month, I will leave the Discord linked below. You can go check it out. This live where we kicked off this book was over on Stacy's channel, so I'll have that linked below. I think I already said all this at the beginning, but it's been almost 48 hours and I'm tired. So that is going to do it for me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.